Hey everybody, welcome to the 𝐂𝐸 Way. I'm Jessica, and today's video is for homeschool moms who might be feeling just a little bit burnt out. Are you feeling tired, stretched thin, overwhelmed? Those are all signs of homeschool burnout, and it is not uncommon this time of year as we end the finish line of the homeschool year. If that is you, this video is for you because I'm going to give you just a little bit of encouragement to hopefully help you finish the year and also feel better. First, let's talk about some of the signs of homeschool burnout so that you know if this video is for you or not. If you are snapping at everybody, if you are overwhelmed, if you are questioning your entire homeschool journey, if you are dreading finishing the lessons that you have planned, if you are looking towards next year with 10 times the excitement of finishing this year, you are probably burnt out. Those are all red flags. And it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you're human. We have reached the point in our homeschool year where Emily and I both are sitting across the table staring at each other going, do we really have to do this? I mean, it just happens. Like, you're in the home stretch. We're probably all feeling a little bit of burnout. The first thing I want you to do is remember that it is okay to slow down. Sometimes this time of year, it's like finish strong and there's a lot of push behind that, but you don't necessarily have to do that. It is okay to pause or slow down because learning doesn't only happen at the table, and learning is not only happening by finishing the curriculum. In fact, I will say that in my experience, 9 times out of 10, forcing to finish those lessons just for the sake of finishing them results in very, very little learning being retained versus maybe slowing down and either saying we need to pause for a little bit, take a break, or maybe we don't have to finish this. We can close this and we can pick it back up next year. That could also work. We've done that in years past. In fact, we're probably going to do that this year. We've almost reached the point where I'm probably going to say, you know what, let's just close it. We only have I think 1 chapter left. We can pick that back up when we resume in the new school year. The second thing I want you to do is reflect on what you did do this homeschool year. It is so easy to get caught up on the things that we didn't do. It feels like that math curriculum with 10 lessons left or that science curriculum that we only did half of are like staring us in the face, and they're like, hey, you didn't do me. Hey, you didn't read as many read alouds as you wanted, or in my case, you didn't play as many games as you were hoping to play this year, or you didn't do as many field trips, you didn't do as many art projects, or the stack of unfinished stuff, or the subscription boxes you never got around to. It all feels like it's staring at you, judging you for not doing it. So one thing that I really like to do when that happens, when I'm feeling like, oh, we didn't do anything this year, she didn't learn anything, we didn't accomplish anything. And yes, even after all of these years of homeschooling, I still have those thoughts. What I like to do is go through and reflect on the things that we did do. Thankfully, I keep a homeschool portfolio. If you want to know more about that, I just did a video, so I'll link it here. And I can reflect back and see the field trips that we took, the projects that we did, the physical work that she actually finished. I can go through her samples and be like, you know what? We did so much. We learned so much. And here's the proof of it, just in case my mind was trying to play tricks on me and tell me that it didn't happen. So if you don't keep a portfolio, I would highly suggest it. Even if you don't have to, you can keep it as low key as you want. It can literally just be like an album on your phone where you keep all of your homeschool pictures, right? Like make an album, call it homeschool, or if you have multiple kids, you can name it, each kid's school. And every time you take a picture that counts as learning, throw it in that album so that this time of year you can sit down, you can pick your phone up and you can just scroll and you can see all of the games or the puzzles or the science experiments or the art projects, the field trips, and you can remember that while all of these things are sitting around not done, there was so much more that did get done. The third and final thing I want you to do is give yourself permission. You are the one who's in charge of your homeschool. So give yourself permission to do whatever it is that you need to do. If it's a full stop, then full stop. I was in the public school system my entire educational career, and I am not sure we ever finished any of our textbooks from front to back. I remember jumping around. I remember stopping before we reached the end. And I also remember doing a ton of review the next year. I would be for the first 3 months of the next school year, I've already done this. we've already learned this, or, you know, whatever, we did this last year. So you don't have to feel like you have to finish because there's 10 lessons left, or because you always go through a certain date, which is our case. We always go through the Friday before Memorial Day. And we will still school until the Friday before Memorial Day. In fact, we actually school year round, but we call it quits on this school year, and the summer is more fun learning. But that doesn't mean that school has to look the same. Like, I can give myself permission to make school look different. It can be us reading, us playing games, us going on nature walks, doing the art projects that I didn't get to, or doing the subscription boxes that are staring me in the face unfinished. In fact, that's actually my favorite way to finish our homeschool year, is instead of finishing it strong, it's to finish it fun and connected, which I actually guess that this video was for me as much as it was for you, because I needed that reminder. I guess that means I'll be changing our homeschool plans for next week. But I just want you to remember, like, you're the boss. You're the one who's in charge of your homeschool. You get to say whatever. And even if you live in a state that has laws, like, there's ways to make that work for you. If you have to school for 180 days and you can't stop until this date, okay, but you can change what school looks like. If you have to do, you know, science every day, okay, but science can look like a nature walk. Science can look like fun experiments. Math can look like using manipulatives or playing an app on a tablet if you were just so burnt out that you need a break. That's okay too. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to full stop. Give yourself permission to change what school looks like. Give yourself permission to outsource. Give yourself permission to take a break and just be like, you know what, we're going to watch documentaries and listen to podcasts and use apps, because that doesn't mean you're failing. It just means that you're human, and we have reached the end of the homeschool year, and we are all just a little burnt out. I want to leave you with this. You are doing an incredible job. Even if you are burnt out, it's just because you are tired from all of the amazing things that you have done this homeschool year. You're an awesome mom. You're doing great at this homeschooling gig. And if nobody else tells you, I'm proud of you.